My name is Stephen Burke. I'm a competitive natural bodybuilder with the BNBF. Bodybuilding, it's not the short summary, the long summary. It's a mixture of resistance training. So you go in the gym and you're building up your muscles to the point where you're sort of exhausting them in a way. And then over a period of time, then when you're prepping for a competition, it's dieting down, trying to get the fat, the fluid away from the muscle, in order to get your body symmetrical and also generate the muscle size in order to go on stage and hit your poses. The amount of time you have to train, it varies from person to person really. It's usually a minimum of about 15 to 16 weeks. To do your qualifier, you've got to go through a qualifying process. You've got to place top 2 in order to then either move on to the finals or go for another qualifier. So it's usually 16, 17 weeks minimum, where everything's got to be clean and your training's got to be intense. You've got to step things up. Personally, I tend to do a slightly longer prep. Like this year I've done from January right the way up to 2 days ago. So that's 34 weeks or something in total, but it was well worth it. And I learned a lot more about my body, different training, different diets, and so yeah, it varies from individual to individual really. You know, there are days where it's slightly tougher than others. No, I'm yet to meet anyone who goes through a full prep for anything, not just bodybuilding. It could be any sport, it could be any process. And there are days where you wake up and you think, what am I doing this for? But then there's, for every one of them thoughts, there's 100,000 other thoughts that you realise what you're doing it for, and then you don't second guess yourself and you just get up and after maybe espresso in the morning and you start your morning cardio and that's it, and then it could go maybe another 6 or 7 weeks before you get one of them thoughts. By no means a continuous process, because then it just becomes too much of a chore. And if it ever did get to the point where I was waking up every single day thinking, what am I doing this for? From day one, by the time you get to stage, I don't think you'd even make stage. Not even the most strongest world of people could have that. So yeah, there are days where you do feel like a little bit miffed what you're doing, what you just battle through, and you've got great people around you supporting you. First of all, it's got to be family, it's got to be my mum and my dad, who see me every single day. They see me go through the whole process from start to finish. Family, they stick by me. It's tough because it's a journey that you go on. You don't see people as much as what you'd like, but the people who love you the most obviously understand that process and support you through. But you've got to recognise the people who do stand by you regardless. The likes of your partner, who's there for me all the time. My mum and dad, as I mentioned before. And then it's always nice for them to see the end product on stage. But it's also the people you train with in the gym. Like, it's great having the support of your family and friends, but it's the people who know exactly what you're going through. It's the likes of the BNBF pros, who I'm very lucky to have around me. With an awesome federation, I wouldn't compete with any other federation, because I've built up such a good family of friends and the gyms. I'm lucky to have trained in Dockside Fitness here in Liverpool, which is a fantastic facility. Just amazing people, very positive, everyone on the same mission. The PTP Academy also, everyone's striving for their own particular goals, with the Thai boxing and getting in the ring and pushing the body to the next level. They're inspiring people. They're the people that you need to be around. They know what you're going through. Although it's not the same sport, they're on their own path, and you gain inspiration from them. Because I couldn't do what they do. I couldn't stand there and go toe to toe with someone, knowing that I could get an elbow in the face or a knee in the face. So it's hats off to them. But the gyms that I can't forget are the local gyms that I started in. The old Netherton Activity Centre, which is the original one. The Hornby Boulevard in Bootle is another original one. But I've now moved to a variety of other gyms, basically, to mix it up, and having to travel really over to Connors Quay, where world champion Daz Cooper BNBF DFAC Pro is, Catch Gym up in Wigan, Baz Cunliffe BNBF DFAC Pro. These are the guys that I've learned off. These are the guys that have constantly supported me all the way through. You've got Darren Loxton and Robert Waterhouse up down in Abingdon, in Oxford. I've made the journey down there quite a few times, and them guys are always on the end of the phone, and it's priceless having these people around me. Without these people, I wouldn't be anywhere near where I am today. Wouldn't have achieved half as much. I think the first couple of shows before I met these guys, I sort of fluked my way through, because if I was still doing the prep that I was doing for my first show, then I'd dread to think where I'd be. I'd probably get booed off stage, probably. But yeah, it's these people that deserve and the judges, the BNBF judges, who are constantly there for feedback at the end of the show. They set up the show, they stay for hours up on end, answering questions and giving you feedback, and they're always there on the end of the phone, always there replying to messages and stuff. And it's things like that that make the whole family, the whole atmosphere so special and incredible, really. When I first started, maybe 9-10 years ago, the standard was what I thought was high. When I was a junior, I'd done my first show in Manchester. I didn't really know what to expect, really. I went down to the Hornby Boulevard gym and saw Colin in there and Alex. I didn't know how to pose or nothing, and said there's a show in 3 months. I've been doing a bit of research and I'd actually like to go for it. And I turned up. It was the first time I ever got introduced to the diet, and I was fortunate enough to take home the trophy in first place. But then after that, it was crazy. The standard, my first taste of the BNBF British finals was a short, sharp shock. It was unbelievable. I remember the day turning up and thinking, oh, I might have a little outside chance here, and couldn't have been any further away. I think I come last of last, I'd still be competing now in that show. And it was just a whole learning process. It was going away, it was taking feedback, it weren't spitting any dummy out or anything like that. It was responding straight away and thinking, well, what can I do that all them lads have done to progress and make myself better? And the standard has just got year upon year upon year, it's just getting so much higher, and it's just phenomenal to be a part of it still. Again, I suppose it does take its toll after a while, especially when you're holding down a full-time job also. Like I've become a lot more aware of my time management, having to get things in, having to do my cardio in the morning, having to then go and do a full day's teaching the students, trying to thrive off my energy, so trying to be on top of my game all the time, because I'm I'm determined 100% never to let anything sacrifice one particular thing over another. I never put bodybuilding over my teaching, I never put teaching over my bodybuilding, and it's always just managing it, it's finding a way. If you're willing to do it, you find a way. There's no chance that you can ring in work and go, oh, I've got to do some extra training today, so I can't come in. It's not going to happen. So anything outside of your power, you just totally disregard that and find a way. So yeah, it's tough. Some days are tougher than others, but again, you just battle on. It's game face. As soon as you come into the gym, you know you've got to do your training. You do it. You wake up in the morning, you've got to do your cardio. You do it. You go to work, you do a full day's teaching. You do it. You can always sleep at the end of the day. That's it. There's no point in grumbling about it. But yeah, there are tough days. Everyone's going to get the tough days. But it's keeping your eyes on that prize, and you know everybody else who you're competing against is doing exactly the same, or some of them might be working that little bit harder. So you've got to give yourself the best possible chance, because you've got no control over what anybody else is doing other than yourself and your own decisions. Okay, my toughest day without a shadow of a doubt was only last weekend. It was the accumulation of the Thursday, the Friday, the Saturday, the Sunday and the Monday, so it was like a 5-day spell. I had I wouldn't say injury, but just something just didn't feel right, like my groin, I just couldn't sort of walk and put weight on one leg or the other, and I don't know whether it was an accumulation of me body just having enough or whatever, or just having a spell of a bug. I might have picked up a bug or something, but yeah, I couldn't train for a couple of days before that. But then I just, as soon as I got over that, then I made up that time on the days leading up to the competition, so it was fine after that. But that was definitely my toughest weekend last weekend. And it went to do with the prep. My mindset was all there. It was just my body just weren't functioning at 100%, which tells me now it's probably time for a little bit of a break, to be fair, because I don't want to keep pushing against the tide. And one of my biggest fears is committing to a prep and not being able to see it through. Because something that's totally out of my hands, so I'm not prepared to do that. My best days are the days where you've got energy. they're the days, but it could be something as little as one of the students asking me, "Sir, how's it going? You're feeling good?" It's one of them. You sort of realise what you're doing it for. It's the little things, like the little things of like my mum and dad and my nan and granddad, family. "Come on, lad, you can do this. You haven't got far left. You've come this far. Keep going." And you're like, "Yeah, you know what? You're right. Keep going. It's not far now. Not far to go." I was sitting at the match, Liverpool game, first Liverpool game of the season, home game, and just before the game, it comes over the tannoy, like the songs, usually like the Beatles songs or something, but Heart as Big as Liverpool came on, and I was just sitting there and I was lost for them 3 minutes that song was on, bellowing around Anfield, and the Liverpool, like Scousers, were singing that song and belting it out. I was like, that's it. And that was literally the words in it. I found myself listening to the words, and because the show was the Echo Arena, it was priceless, because I knew going into this show that it was going to be, I had a break coming up, having decided that at the start of the season, really consulted people around me and just thought, yeah, this is going to be one of my last chances to maybe compete in Liverpool, and to go on stage is a Liverpool folk song, really, that Heart as Big as Liverpool. If anyone hears the actual song, it'll probably have no relevance or significance to anybody else. But Scousers can relate to that song, and even if you might not even like bodybuilding, you might not like any particular setting that it was in relation to, but the group, the Mighty War, it was just unbelievable. And you see on stage, you see the emotion coming out. So yeah, I think the little wave at the end was sort of like, I don't know, it's sort of what the players do to the crowd. It's like like a farewell, but like a see you soon, shall we say. Didn't want to leave the stage, didn't. I had such a good time, and regardless of any like placing or anything like that, it was just, it's my most favourite routine to date. Yeah, so like I say, this will be me taking a little break. I'm never going to retire. I'm never going to say that. I don't think bodybuilders say that. I don't even think boxers say that now. They say they retire and then all of a sudden someone offers them a big chunk of money and they come back. But unfortunately, the only thing people can bribe us with is like a tub of protein or something, and that makes us come back. So yeah, as I say, it'll be it's the time to reflect, to learn, to sort of listen to the people around me. And I know I need this break, because it's been great having reached the British finals the past 2 years running. But even in my mind, I knew this is not me being defeatist, but I weren't a genuine contender for the top title. It was nice to be there, but it's almost like being part of the youth team, getting a chance to train with the first team, and it's just a phenomenal experience just to be a part of that setting. I'll never come off stage thinking, oh, I deserve more, because if you deserve more, you'd have got more. It's as simple as that, and it's one of them. It's the judges know what they're doing. It's the pros in the sport still competing. So we'll be back, but not yet, not yet.
When all the lights go out forever, somewhere near the end of time, the noise will pass and the dust will settle, and you'll be on my mind. Now you won't find it hard to understand, though it's so hard to explain the who and what and how and why and wherefore. You kept me sane, you kept me sane. 'Cause you were there for me. Oh, and you set me free to be what I wanna be, with dignity.